Now this one is, this paper is actually three authors, Maywan Ho, Mohamed Naschie, and is it Giuseppe Vitiello?
Yeah.
And the title is Space-Time Fractal and Quantum Coherent in the Golden Mean? We consider the fabric of space-time from a wide perspective, from mathematics, quantum physics, far from equilibrium thermodynamics, biology, and neurobiology. It appears likely that space-time is fractal and quantum coherent in the Golden Mean. Mathematically, our fractal universe is non-differentiable and discontinuous, yet dense in the infinite dimensional space-time. Physically, it appears to be a quantum coherent universe consisting of an infinite diversity of autonomous agents all participating in co-creating organic fractal space-time by their multitudinous coupled cycles of activities. And then biologically, this fractal coherent space-time is also the fabric of conscious awareness mirrored in the quantum coherent golden mean brain states.
Yes, it brings pleasant memory and some sadness. The first also, me one, she contacted me really. She since sadly died from cancer. She is a very interesting person, extremely interesting scientist, and married to a scientist, an American. And she's Chinese. And she contacted me really because she was defamed by nature and had a very big problem with nature. She wanted to know my view about certain things. So we were together on one side and powerful media on the other. And she knew how to hit back at the media.
Mm-hmm.
She was a champion of natural method of healing, and that a lot of the thing which called medicine harm us more than it help us. And certain people, interested group, didn't like that and attacked her severely.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she was very prolific, and she's well known also. So she said also, much of the food which we eat produce cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the company, of course, didn't like that either, so I attacked her. Unfortunately, at the end, she died herself unexpectedly from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
She contracted that somehow. And she was really, really interested in my work. And because of the Chinese heritage, her American husband, and living in the West, she collected a very nice melange of all these different philosophy of ancient, modern, and she was a good mathematician as well. And she had this gift of grasping a scientific problem quickly and put it in an attractive, nice language. She is a friend with an Italian scientist, very well known.
Mm-hmm.
And she convinced him that we should
join forces.
Yes. And we did. And really, I left them write more or less what they like.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I might not in agreement with all
mm-hmm.
of us there, but I thought for once, let the ego go down and let's be together.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people think that science is a collective work. It's collective in a different sense. You work with a lot of people. This is right. You have to do that. But when you are thinking theoretically, not experimentally and building experimental setup, you have to withdraw and be on your own and have dialogue with yourself first and think. So although science is a community work, but theoretical science also is a very personal. sitting with yourself and thinking alone, uninfluenced with anything except what is in your brain and what you accept. So this paper was very unusual because most of my paper dominated by myself, my thinking, not by other people. And that is why a lot of people can't swallow it. But then, and now it's time to tell you who is this man who said, once we have understood it all, then we will be astonished. How on earth could we have overlooked it? It's, of course, the Socrates of physics, John Archibald Wheeler.
Oh, okay.
And this book, if I may show it, this book was edited by one of his most brilliant students, Professor Surik.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the paper, which really made me a little bit more courageous, escaping the fear of which Baudrillard spoke so often, the fear of opposition. We are absolutely covered when it comes to opposition. The paper of John Archibald Wheeler, Information Physics, Quantum, the Search for Links. You see, the big picture. Here is a great man who's searching for links. All these things which scatters there, and he thinks they are not related. How can they be not related? For a practical purpose, you cut them in pieces. But they must be related. We are all living in space-time. And speak originally the language of the golden mean system. So, and you see, this is a black hole. And as you know, everybody, in a sense, who is somebody, is a student somehow of John Archibald Wheeler, including, of course, our late Steve Hawking. And the word black hole and all that. I mean, he done more for black hole and enlightenment of the brain than anybody I know of. John Archibald Wheeler is just a phenomenon.
Courageous, absolutely courageous.
But he won all his battles. And he was decorated by all the presidents of the United States of America. He had this stature and this convincing way of talking, and everybody loved him. And he could say things which nobody else can say and get away with it. I didn't get away with a lot like him. So I'm jealous of it. Since I mentioned that, I really want to mention a few other things. If somebody wants to read something larger about the golden mean, then the magic book, the small wooden book of my friend, the author is Alexei Stakov, The Mathematic of Harmony, a Russian academician, a mathematician, like many people who left the Soviet Union to live in freedom in Canada or in the United States or Canada.
He's originally from the Ukraine, now lives in Canada.
In Canada.
Just outside Toronto.
Okay. Well, and he is embedded in his work with the same weakness which I have. He speaks English with Russian accent like I speak English with Egyptian or German accent, or even worse than, I don't know what accent I have. And I have always to ask people, please forgive me for my English. And but then we have Scott, who straightened our English to something nearer to Shakespeare than to ourselves. A fantastic book also, which gave me enormous pleasure reading, is by my friend and ideal man, Gerard Toft, Nobel laureate Gerard Toft. He write with he have a wonderful daughter, Saskia, same name, by the way, of the wife of Rembrandt. Her name was Saskia. So Saskia write also popular book on science, and this book called In Search of the Ultimate Blocks, Ultimate Building Blocks. The only thing which I say, and I hope Gerard forgive me for that, the ultimate blocks he was searching for, he didn't write about it. It is the golden mean. Cantor said.
Mhm.
But seriously, it's a beautiful book which one should read if he has the time. Finally, for today, I want you to see that so that you believe it yourself. Not that I told you, but you've seen it. Seeing is believing, as you say in English. I'm searching so that you know I'm not bluffing. I'm really saying. Here. This is a book called Non-Commutative Geometry. The author is nothing less like field medalist, a member of an incredible school where you are living like a prince and living in a chateau in France and giving a handsome salary, and you're not required to do anything at all, except thinking. And when you want to write a paper, write. If you write a book, write. If you don't, you don't. They trust you, that you are the kind of person who is there to invent and find and search. So he is having this fantastic life. And then, look what he done. Not afraid from the press. He talk about Penrose universe. And he come to the enormous conclusion. Please say to our audience, what is that?
It is the 1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2.
It's the golden mean.
It is the golden mean, the greater version. As
So
opposed to-
you have a very simple alternative. Here is his dimensional function, where the golden mean feature as the organizing center, really.
And
So either the chateau where he lived and all this money he received and all this honor are fake, and we have to invade France and stop them from supporting science in this lavish way, or people who think that the golden mean is a crackpottery work and have no place in top-notch theoretical physics without really using the force of a British court or an American court for the same matter. They should revise their prejudice and not go on repeating just what they heard from somebody else. If everybody believe only what his brain allow him to believe without just taking over things from somebody else simply because he is a media or a rich person or a high-standing politician, then the world will be a better world to live in.
And the author of that book is?
Alain Connet.
Yeah, we didn't mention his
No,
name.
I mentioned him.
Okay.
But this is my Egyptian accent.
No,
I can say a lot of things you don't hear.
Okay. Okay.